Realtors are quit. Let's go.
I am in recovery from a very long month of major real estate burnout. Yep, it happened to me finally. Hit me hard. I did not want to work. I didn't stop working, but I didn't really want to. But I guess I'm just talking about this because it's going to happen, especially if you're a newer agent or really new in any career. It's easy to get burnt out because you might not be getting the results as fast as you want to get them, and even though you're working really hard. So yeah, it's okay. It's gonna happen. You just gotta do what you gotta do to get out of it. Hopefully it doesn't last a whole month.
Being a realtor is, I'm driving to my closing, big fluffy coat, looking like a hot shot, right? The reality is that I haven't had a closing since September. And your girl is broke. I'm literally driving my dirty ass car to my closing because I can't afford to get a car wash. I'll show you.
I'm gonna tell you, some realtors actually don't close. The average statistic of realtors closing deals, I think, on average, most realtors close one, probably two deals in a year. Yeah. They quitting right about now.
Bird poop. Whatever the heck, I have no idea what is on that or how dirty. Tell, but it's dirty. It's really dirty. So I'm really excited to afford a car wash after this.
Well, as of this Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, in 3 days, I will no longer be a realtor. I now know why people say horrible things about realtors and
Horrible things, exactly.
don't want to work with them.
Really?
And I am not crying over spilt milk because I did quite well as a realtor. But what I don't like and can't work with is the unethical, underhanded, backstabbing people, some realtors, especially on the Sunshine Coast, British Columbia.
I'm burnt out from real estate. Let's talk about it. I will officially be a licensed real estate agent for a year in March, and I am so discouraged right now. And I don't know if this is just like a phase or if this is just how it's going to be. And it's been basically my whole entire career has been no, no's. Then there's a few yeses. And I'm just like, is that the career itself? Is it going to be more no's than yeses? Or is there going to be a breakthrough? Am I going to get some more clients as I continue in my business? Which logically, yes, that would make sense. As you build your business, you're going to get more clients. But real estate is sales. A lot of people aren't buying a home every single day. So I just don't know. Is there going to be a breakthrough where it's oh, I can actually breathe? I'm not having to do side jobs plus balance real estate and exhaust myself just to make it through so I can pay my bills for 1 month.
Realtors right now are emotionally drained by this market. It is slow, but this is what I'll say.
Well, I'm going to tell you, first of all, real estate agents don't know how to build businesses. That's one reason. Nobody comes into real estate knowing how. Well, some people come in, and I've seen people come in with MBAs. Yeah, MBAs to be realtors. And if you're listening to this and you're trying to be a realtor, just go pick up that six-figure PDF that I got right there. It's a free giveaway just to help y'all navigate and get y'all used to working with investors, because that's where real money lies. I know y'all don't like it, but at the end of the day, they don't know how to build businesses. And because you don't know how to build a business, you just come in to make some fast cash, a man and his money will soon be separated. Yeah, something like that. But building a business with actual pillars, spokes, and not being such a professional. I'm a marketer. I have the expertise of it because I was doing the expert side of being an agent, being a broker, an investor, an agent, putting that together. But I prefer being a marketer. I prefer bringing you the content and telling you what you should and should not be doing. Other realtors aren't able to pivot.
In any endeavor in life, there is a pile of shit that you have to eat to get through, and on the other side of that pile is success.
I believe that there's 3 ways to live life. There's Culture's way.
Now check his way out. I prefer his way because honestly, there is a pile of that people go through to be real estate agents. That's true. To do any business, there's a pile of piss you go through to actually get to that point. But let's be for real. Some people go through more than others. Some people don't have to go through all of that. Some people just figure it out, or they not even figure it out. Some people have a good blueprint to build off of. So it's less of that pile. Somebody went through the pile before they got down here. But these dudes are quitting. They're quitting and getting out. And it's going to be more money for the ones that stay in. I'm just telling you.
Which is the world. There's the church's way, which is religion.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's the king's way, and that's Jesus and the Bible. And unfortunately, there are many Christian real estate agents and mortgage loan officers that are exhausted, burned out, worn out, confused with an inconsistent business, and that's because they're building it the wrong way. Too many believers in this industry are operating just like the world, working nonstop, chasing everybody and everything, trying to force outcomes, and wondering why there's no peace, there's no clarity, there's no consistency in their business. And hopefully you don't scroll past this video, because I just simply want to give you a better way. The first
quick timeout. If you're serious about winning in Georgia real estate, grab my Georgia off-market property list right now. These are hidden opportunities most buyers and investors never see. And we do the heavy lifting so you can focus on locking up deals and growing your portfolio. Hit the link in the description and download it now. All right, let's get back to the video.
First thing I want you to do is I want you to stop working 7 days a week. And I've said this before in another video, and I'm going to continue to say this because it has to be said. You were not designed to grind nonstop. You need a holy rhythm. Rest is not laziness. And you actually are being productive when you rest, because that's when all your ideas come. That's God rested on the seventh day. You guys got to understand this grind mentality that we have. It's been embedded in us. And it's due to the rat race, whether you're a realtor, you're in sales, whether you just work at the gas company, it doesn't matter. But this mentality has been put in place, and people get on the treadmill and they run it. And they do it in realtors. Real estate agents do it worse, because when you get a check that's 5, 6, 7, 10,000, some people never had a check like that at one windfall. You forget that it took you probably about 30 or 60 days to actually get the person, another 30 days to put them out there. And then you probably, if you're good, you can do it in that 30 days, get them under contract. Then you get them under contract. You still got to wait 30 days for it to close. Unless you're working with investors, pick up that PDF. Investors close stuff. I've had investors close stuff. Listen, we need to close by the end of the week. I'm like, hell yeah, let's get the title done, bro. But yeah. The grind has to be changed. We got to approach it differently, because you wasn't designed to grind. When your creativity comes, that's when God can speak to you. That's when the Holy Spirit can move. All while you busy doing this and doing that and all over the place and scrolling like crazy and trying to check your email and calling all these people and prospecting, man, you eventually got to bring that to a stop. And that's a discipline. That's something you have to make yourself do, because in this industry, we have been trained to be on go 7 days a week for 24 hours. And that simply just isn't the king's way. When you work 7 days a week, your decisions usually get worse. Your clarity drops off. Your emotions begin to take over, and structure usually goes out the window. So,
hey man, follow this cat. What is this? Is GWESTJR. I'm gonna put his info in when I'm gonna chop this up to a smaller point, because he nailed it. I wish I could pour this into every person that I've mentored in real estate, every person that I've talked to. All you new agents out there, take it from a 20-year vet. What he's saying is the way you run real estate, you run sales, the way you run tech, anything that you involve dealing with the public, collecting information, money from them, and exchanging a value for something exchanging your value for their cash, you have to not be chasing the bag. Oh no. And that is the new thing. Like, that is the thing. It should have been the thing, but the money was flowing and everybody was jumping in it. I mean, I've seen agents making 20, 30, 50 thousand in a month. But this is the reality, and I'm not going to scream your head off, man. At the end of the day, you got to change your practices. And this is for the person that's the mom and she's working two jobs. She's got that main job. She got that slide hustle. You got to find a way to find rest. You got to rest.
I want you to stop working 7 days a week. I want you to work for 5 or 6. I want you to give yourself at least one day where you ain't checking your email, you ain't scrolling on social media, you're not texting clients back, you're not calling clients, you're not reaching out to realtors to get them updates. This is a day for you. It's a day for your family. and it allows you to structure your week with intention. I want you to work hard, right? I think when people hear rest, they think, you want me to do nothing? No, I don't want you to do nothing. I kind of want you to do nothing for 1 day a week. Give your brain, give your body, give your nervous system a break, because the reset is what's actually going to get you the results that you want. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to get clear on who you're supposed to be helping, because believe it or not, everybody is not your assignment. There are 350 estimated million people in America, and I can assure you, you ain't supposed to help all 350 million. And that is where most people in this industry go wrong. That you trying to help everybody only to end up helping nobody. And months are going by and you're not closing deals because you're not clear. And the reality is God did give you an assignment. If you are supposed to be in this field, he gave you an assignment and he has a sphere of influence stored up for you, but you got to submit and surrender to that. And you got to seek that out of him. When you see,
oh God, that boy cooking. He cooking.
Clarity on who you're supposed to serve, your messaging begins to get sharper. Your confidence will increase. Your business becomes more focused. And then now you can start setting boundaries on who you're not going to deal with, because clarity removes confusion. Yeah. 3, and last but not least, is you need to embrace obedience, consistency, and faithfulness. We all know that these are kingdom principles. You don't need a new strategy every week. You don't need 50 different mentors. You need to execute on what you already know. The thing
I'm gonna clip him right there, and I'm gonna say, listen, what's more important than any of that? Like, biblical obedience in the New Testament is obedient to the faith, and the faith is you are made in the image and likeness of God, and because that is the faith, you are obedient to that, being in his image, his likeness, resting in that, and going back to that for answers and questions that you may have. Not your broker, not the agent next to you that's struggling, trying to figure life out. They're trying to figure out how to put a round peg in a square hole. This is only for the people that need it. Not all of y'all want to hear this. Not all of y'all need this. This is only for the people that really do need it. I'm telling you, because not everybody's designed to be in this space. And when you get into this space, the best thing you can ever do is learn how to pivot and how to move in this space correctly, because it will drive people insane. It drives so many people insane right now. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. But I've seen agents doing all this other stuff. Agents are quitting. You have to decide that you are not going to quit, that you're not going to give up. And I tell people, if you want to be an agent and you have fortitude, and you know you can sit back and say you feel like God is leading you into that space or leading you into that position, go follow God. Follow it. The worst thing that can happen is that you can be successful. The worst thing that'll happen is you'll learn how to actually walk with him better than you will just doing any old thing. The risk and the confidence to walk in that risk requires you to take risks. When you take risks, you're like, oh, I can do this. I can. You're going to burn out in this space if you do not slow down and have a moment that you are able to just be in the presence of God. You're not. So realtors are quitting because it's not just the National Association of Realtors that has done us wrong, that board. Yeah. That's why now you got to go ahead and negotiate again for your commission. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no. That wasn't the fact about a year ago. Now it's changed, and it made it harder for realtors. But less realtors mean more money. I'm not lying. Do I want people to quit? Yeah, I do, because I don't believe everybody's designed to be in that space. And there will come a day that I will quit and hang up the tassel also. Oh no. I've been saying that 20 years. I quit the bar. I did 20 years. I'm good. I've learned so much, so much today. Listen, guys, I want you to listen to this and take this from the heart. Okay? It's not over when real estate leaves your space. There's so many other things that you can do with the skill set that you developed or that you learned in real estate. You just have to pivot into that place.
This is for other real estate agents. If you're not an agent, go ahead and keep scrolling. Do y'all ever get like anxious, like you're not doing enough, like you don't have work to do right now, but there should be something you're doing, but you can't think of what to do to help your business? I had a closing in October and November, and then I've done a rental in January and February, but I don't have any other work to do. I have a couple clients coming through my pipeline, but they're not ready yet. So I'm just sitting at home today. Don't have any work to do. Apparently, I don't know how to de-stress because I feel like I need to be doing something productive. And if I'm not doing something productive, I feel like an absolute lazy piece of shit. Am I the only one?
I've been seeing multiple people on TikTok, multiple realtors say that they're getting out of the business. And this is no shame to you at all. This is a tough business, especially because so many people got licensed back in 2020 during the pandemic. And back then it was kind of easy money. It really was, because there was so much movement in the market. But now when we're in a slower, tougher market, and especially if you don't have a dual income, it can be really challenging.
A lot of really good agents are feeling very tired. Not because they're lazy, but because they're carrying a lot of uncertainty. Agents are hearing mixed messages, they've got no clear direction, and they have a constant pressure to just figure it out. And all of that in combination is way more draining and exhausting than a slow market ever could be.
The reason why agents have to figure this out, and I've told people this, real estate is a pimp first business. They pimp you first. A lot of people want to buy properties, and I applaud the people that want to be homeowners. They want to sell their house and move to a smaller place. All those are great. Then you get the ones that want to be investors. Then you get the ones that want to be agents so they can learn how to be investors. My message to you is all of this is pimps people out, bro. Like, you got to realize the American dream is not owning a house anymore. That thing died, I think, with my parents. My parents didn't die, but that died back in the 80s, the 90s. It barely made it to 2000. The reason why some people own homes now is because they got children and they need to be solid and set in one place. But if they don't have to, and they can do a bunch of other things like pad split and all this other place, it's different. The times are changing. You cannot sell enough as a real estate agent, just being an agent, to live under that unless you're running a team. And if you're running a team, agents, I keep telling you guys, what's going to happen to you is that you don't have the systems and the tools put in place. You will burn out. Even as an agent, if you don't have the systems, the tools, a direct message, who you're targeting, your avatar. This is a business building piece. And the sad part is brokers don't care. They only care about how much money they can take from you. They only care about the last sale that you made. That's one reason why you're burnt out. They're teaching you how to be sales agents, not to be business people, not to be marketers, not to be influencers, not to draw people to you and attract people. They teaching you how to chase them, and they charging you money for it, and you going for it, learning how to do stuff backwards. Yeah, that's what it is.
So she just popped up on my feed and went on a completely understandable rant. Her ad is right there. I suggest you go watch the full video. I'll also tag it down below. Basically, she was saying she's burnt out, losing her spark, going through the motions. She dreads the idea of cold calling people because they yell at her, saying that working hard simply isn't enough nowadays. She even brings up the idea of getting side jobs just to be able to pay her bills. I just wanted to go on a little rant because of that rant. What pisses me off the most is there's people in the comments, right, saying, oh, you just got to dial more. You just got to work harder. Keep on going. It gets better. Oh, dial. 10 plus hours a day. Dial. Work more. It'll happen for you. This is just a phase. I'm just so sick of seeing this generic and traditional advice. This is advice that would have worked 20 years ago. It doesn't work now. You can choose to believe me or not, I don't care. But you're not going to get exceptional results or even results that you actually wanted to get if you're doing the exact same thing as everybody else. Especially since the idea that competition is growing at an extremely fast rate is true. It's no longer an idea anymore. You have to learn how to separate yourself from everybody else.
You gotta learn. And a lot of agents don't know. Nobody taught them how to actually do it. And for that particular reason, they find themselves, and I hate to see it. I mean, it's a sad thing to see, but they find themselves struggling against the grain. Agents don't adapt to technology. They don't want to do anything other than make phone calls. They just want to sell. They want people to go do the prospecting for them and give them the lead to do the sell. Y'all are really driving me bananas. I discovered in this thing, I do not like agents. I've been an agent for 20 years, a broker for about 15 of those years, 17 of those years, and I don't like y'all. I have never liked y'all. It is painful watching people getting to this business and then turn around and when I talk to them, no manner of sales, no soft skills. Check out the video I did on soft skills. I didn't get enough views on that video. The one skill that people need, and it's the one skill that realtors need, is the one skill I feel like the Black community needs, is the one skill if you in sales you need. Every time I see people exhibit soft skills that approach me to sell a product or a service, I'm very impressed. I grew up with the Brian Tracy. I grew up with there's a bunch of other ones I can name. I grew up with that. So I was always listening to that. And not everything was right, but the thing that was right was, damn. If you're going to serve people, have a great behind attitude.
Congratulations. Well done.
I just gave you the keys to the kingdom and you will ignore it. Y'all will ignore it. See, I believe right now, realtors should be converting over to being influencers and marketers if they haven't already. They should be building the systems using AI a lot of them haven't already. They scared of it. They only know how to make pictures with AI. That's it. You make a picture or video, post it online. I'm sad. I'm sorry. I'm actually going to start a 40+ realtor AI channel. I'm going to do that because I need to help y'all. And I'm probably not just going to make a realtors. I'm just probably going to because I use it. And then I sit here and I talk to you about Real Estate Lunchbox. I talk to you about events that's going on. We do commentary. We look at reaction videos. But damn, I tell people and I can't keep saying enough, to navigate this storm we're going through in the world economic system, you have to learn other skills. And one of the biggest skills is selling. Selling is the foundation of entrepreneurship. It's the foundation of building a business. Y'all say y'all want to build generational wealth. Selling is the skill that gets you there. It's so many parts that you got to learn how to sell. You got to learn how to stand in front of somebody, look them in the face, tell them what they need to know, tell them when what they're telling you is wrong. Take it from a 20-year vet. 20 years. I'm only going to tell you what I know. You can do whatever the heck you want to do, because I've been at the bottom, been at the top, been in the middle. I've experienced all those different seasons and changes. That's why I got happy when they said Bitcoin was going to be used now for to be able to buy houses.